sometimes we get confused when it comes to joy. We have a tendency to confuse joy with happiness. Though they are both wonderful feelings to experience, they are both different. Joy comes when you make peace with who you are internally with the situation you are in, whereas happiness tends to be externally triggered and is based on other people, things, places, thoughts, or situations. The problem with joy is that people don't know how to cultivate it. They don't know how to cultivate it, so they have a tendency to consume themselves with quick fixes. This could be alcohol, drugs, or just momentary moments of happiness without truly experiencing it and cultivating joy for themselves. Well, with this episode, we're going to let you look at a young man named Jason Sanders. Jason could have let his situation suck the joy from his life. But this young man has cultivated true joy in his life for everyone who comes in contact with him to see. And at the end of this episode, we're going to give you the mystery of cultivating joy in your life. But for right now, sit back and enjoy Jason's joy. Jason Christopher Sanders was born to Dana and Adrian on December 3rd, 2004. Born prematurely, Jason had to be placed on ventilation due to fluid that his little lungs had inhaled during birth. After 3 weeks of being in the hospital, Jason was dismissed. After 4 months from birth, Adrian and Dana then noticed Jason wasn't doing the things that a normal baby should have been doing. Jason wouldn't sleep on his back and wouldn't let Adrian or Dana put him down. Adrian knew that there just wasn't something right. The doctors just felt because he was a premature baby, he needed a little more time to catch up. At the 6 months checkup, Jason still was not acting the way a normal baby should at the particular time frame. Dana and Adrian had to set up a time for Jason to see a specialist, but due to Hurricane Katrina, the appointment was postponed for a few more months. Dana and Adrian finally got Jason to see a neurologist, and it was then they found out Jason had cerebral palsy. He was diagnosed at birth, but Dana and Adrian were never informed about his condition until 14 months of age. But praise God, Jason was a healthy baby and never had any health issues nor any seizures that could be associated with cerebral palsy. The news about Jason's condition stunned his parents. Early on, Dana prayed for peace and strength as he didn't know how to deal with the diagnosis. The Lord gave him that peace, telling him just to be his dad, and that He, the Lord Almighty, had mighty plans for Jason. This was at 16 months old. Jason began growing into the vessel God had planned from the beginning. He loves being around people, music, singing, Alabama football, and he loves hunting and fishing.
Deal, what happened?
I shot that biggest one that was right out there.
The one all the way to the right?
The one that was, yeah, he was the whole way to the right. He was to the right of that tree right there.
Man.
Did it get him?
I think so. You were on him when the gun went off.
I ain't gonna lie, I flinched. I did that. You can't beat that. That was awesome. Hey, blood.
Blood?
You are the man. You is the man. Let's find that monster.
Look at this.
God, look at that spraying. Just.
I know, right? All right, he's right here.
We're about to find it here.
Yes, we are.
Oh man. You want me to hold the gun? We don't need it.
Big.
Oh man.
Come here. What's that white belly? What is that white belly over there?
Okay, we can go.
Look at that white belly from here, dude. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Do you see what he just shot?
Man,
Do you see what he just shot?
look at this thing.
That deer is a toad. Jason, do you see that? Do you see that? Look at that! Look at that shot right there,
Wow.
dude.
Hey, we need to get this thing out of here so we can get you touching this thing.
All right, so here we are with Nathan Carmichael. We're on his he and his father's place over in Columbia, Louisiana. We had an opportunity to come over here and hunt Jason on a Hope Outdoor hunt, and we hunted a place today that's called Paradise. And we found out in the first few minutes of the hunt why they call it Paradise. We're on a peninsula of the Washita River, and we're on a big green food plot full of turnips and acorns. And I think we've probably had a dozen deer come out. And all of a sudden we looked up and we saw these bucks come out. And Jason put his earmuffs on and things got pretty exciting. We had a chance to watch this buck spar with another one. And then they got out in the field and started walking, and I steadied the rifle for Jason, and he put his little finger in the trigger guard. And what did you do, Jason? Shoot him. Jason pulled the trigger, and the deer ran off. We weren't sure what happened, and got over here, and we found out that it scared you to death. You thought we lost him, but guess what? We didn't.
The mystery of having joy comes from knowing the mystery itself. Paul tells us in Colossians that the mystery is Christ in you, the hope of glory. You see, Jesus can only give us true joy. It can only be found in Him. Not pleasure, not fame, and certainly not unbelief. It's a constant in the believer. But here's the catch. It's not our joy that makes us full, but the joy of Christ in us. In John 15:11, Jesus says, "These things I have spoken to you, that my joy might remain in you, and that your joy may be full."